we're live. Footage has been recorded. I'm officially back in YouTube. Remember from my old videos, I love to take time lapses. I found them very artistic and very fun, pairing them with music. See you later. I'm gonna stop vlogging for a while. Why am I on this trip? Well, I think that over the last couple years, I've been through a lot of growth, a lot of like a long personal journey. And so I think that this trip is something that I kind of owe myself. And by that, I mean like something that I can take some time and reflect and just be present and be away from things, because being in Toronto doing the masters, it was so fast paced. It was like go go go, and I never really had much time to kind of just sit and absorb on things that have happened and reflect on who I am as an individual. And so now this trip is kind of like me able to finally take that. I'm finally taking some time for myself, and I'm very happy to be like that. But I'm ready to start this vacation the right way. Anyways, I guess that's that. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I think that's coming to a wrap for most of day 3. So I made quite a lot of videos at the start of my channel about ADHD, and I wanted to kind of say why I privated them. I wasn't too sure about the privacy of things, as well as how accurate the information was. So to protect myself and also not spread misinformation, I privated them. But I think I was making them as well under a lot of pressure, and I think that might have shown in the content. So I think it's good to kind of just cool it with that content. One video I think in particular I wanted to talk about was the video that made me go viral. So it was called "What ADHD Medication Feels Like." Now in that video, I was talking really well. I had a really good story. It was only 8 minutes, but it got so much traction. Within a month, it was at 100,000 views, and it led me to getting monetized, which I am no longer because I haven't uploaded in a while. But it was a big achievement at the time. It was pretty crazy. In that video, what I had talked about was how powerful ADHD stimulants can be, especially for those with ADHD, that it can pull them out of depression. And that's still true. That's still something that's they're very beneficial for people with ADHD because they wake up their brains that are often too sleepy. And I shared a story that my old family doctor had shared with me about a depressed father who they kept giving antidepressants, nothing was working until they gave stimulants, and then suddenly he was not depressed anymore. And then I said that I was experiencing the same thing because I lowered my dose, and then I took that to mean that my meds were now working. Now that's what I think was wrong. I think that this stuff is complicated. This is biochemistry type of stuff. This is neurochemistry, and it's very complicated. And what more so I think was actually happening was I was on a decently high dose of Vyvanse, 50 milligrams, and I was taking it daily. And it seems to me what happens in me, I tend to almost get overstimulated. So the method that I found recently is I've started taking a day or 2 off a week from my medication, and that seems to work. So that's what kind of happened, I think, was more so instead of me saying that my meds weren't working, I decreased the dose, and then I felt better because I was overstimulated. Anyways, hopefully that clears the air on that video that went viral. But maybe I'll make a video in more depth later. But for now, I think I need to go back to the Airbnb, and so I'm going to do that. I also need to go to a pharmacy to get bandaged up for my cuts here, but also my toe. I split my toenail, it turns out, when I fell from that bike this morning. Yeah. Definitely a blooper reel. I'm going to keep that in because I think these new videos are going to be branded with genuineness. I don't want to fake anything anymore. I don't want to make it all over the top. I want to be presenting as a genuine person and making content that I want to make. So anyways, so yeah, I'm keeping that in. Embarrassing as it is, but it happens. I mean, I think I was tired. I was running on 3 hours of sleep, biking, but also vlogging. Don't do that. I learned the hard way. And I mean, I know that's stupid. I shouldn't be doing that in general, but makes some really cool footage to be able to bike and vlog. But anyways, I should not be doing that. All right, I'm gonna get going now, but enjoy the view for a little bit longer.